Welcome back everyone to Sector B2 of the lab. This video is going to hopefully guide you enough to show you what to expect and roughly my thought process and strategies in approaching the sector and the laboratory and everything that comes with this sort of area. Now for buff, honestly lasers kind of freaked me out, so I ended up picking that sort of buff. But in reality, I think any buff should do pretty nicely. This sector is, it's not terribly difficult, but for this one, I would highly recommend you have a reanimator with you. If you mess up once, then it'll at least save you, because positioning and awareness and all of that is extremely important for this sector. So right here, we're going to see this pretty big room, and fortunately, we can bait out these zombies gradually, but then we have to fight these guys. Again, darter, pretty annoying, and I would run in a big circle again and fight these zombies. Now that far door, see the one on the edge, we need to activate the terminal before opening that door. That door won't activate. So where you see that sort of zombie in the room to the side with, and that terminal, yeah, we need to go to that area first before opening the next door. So as I was saying, this sector is very focused on your awareness. So, and you'll see what I mean by that in a second as we move towards what the eventual threats are and what the eventual challenges are. Right now, we just need to activate that terminal. Just a little bit of trickery on this zombie. Now, because I'm using guns, I'm not going to bother to do all the wall tricks and stuff like that. That'll be for my hard mode guides, because honestly, that is going to be a gun drain. I will go through all of the wall tricks and the spots to go to in those guides, so stay tuned for all of that. I'll do hard mode guides on every single sector just to make sure. Now, that red area on the ground is not dangerous to go to. You don't need to be scared to go down to that sort of level. Shambler right here, if you wanted to, you could wall trick. Again, I'm trying to rush these videos, so I'm going to go through with guns, but don't need to worry about going down there, at least with the perks that I had. So kill the Shambler off, and then you're going to want to go through this door on the opposite edge of the room. Now, there are quite a few zombies there, but because the previous room was also very, very big, it makes it much easier to sort of kite these zombies around. And if you need to, you can go back to sort of that ring around from before in the previous room and sort of guide these zombies in big loops and finish them off like that. So off we go back to the original big room, continuing on the route. Going to make sure, obviously, stockpiled up. And officially, there's... okay, one more exploder, and I believe that door on the left requires pass in order to enter. So let's just deal with the exploder. We come to sort of this cold area. Now this cold area immediately looks frightening and makes you think, OMG coldness, but remember, the cold sector, the area where we previously went to, was the cold area, sector B1. This area is more about electricity and positioning, so don't worry, there is only one cold room you really need to worry about, and it shouldn't be too easy. All you need to do is pull the strategy of bait zombies, aka just shoot at them to get them to run at you, and then kill them outside of the cold area so you don't have the cold effects. It's not terribly too difficult. Now, for this room, there's a big center of garbage, so you can't necessarily run immediately to the door on the right, and again, you're going to want to get all these zombies. Yeah, you could see the coldness ticking down if you stay there. Now, there are a couple of rooms on the side with a couple of zombies in there, but again, because this is a cold area, I would pull the strategy of open the door, immediately run out, because those doors are located right next to the cold level area, and immediately kill them in this outside big ring around area. Or if that doesn't work for you, because these zombies can sort of use those pillars to wall trick you, I would kill them in the outside area where you originally came in. That works too. That also is a good area to fight the zombies. Follow this sort of U shape starting from the left all the way down Obviously a couple chests in there. You can loot if you want. I would highly recommend looting though. There are a couple of chests in these rooms, so I highly would recommend you open them, but also be aware that this is the cold room, so make sure to follow. Now follow that U around and you're going to see that far left door. And immediately you're going to see what I mean when I say positioning and electricity. So let's finish off this quick zombie, and right there, electricity. Now do not, whatever you do, if you're gonna get one thing out of this guide, listen to this part. Do not let the electricity touch you. The electricity, it does a ridiculous amount of health, plus it stuns you. So you're going to essentially want to follow the electricity in sort of a ring around fashion. So follow the direction the electricity is going in, and you're going to see zombies at the stairwell. Once you make your way to them, make the zombies run to you, and make sure you have a gun equipped so you can shoot the zombie over the railing, and make sure you follow the direction of the electricity. Now you're going to see that door on the very sort of right-ish side when you're down in sort of that pit area, right next to the generator on the right side of it. Go to that door and open it. You're going to see a terminal with a zombie inside. Acid melter. Now, I would kill the acid melter either inside or in the ring around thing, but also the ring around also makes your life a lot more difficult. So I would kill it inside and then go to that terminal. The electricity can't hit you in here because you're protected. Activate the terminal, and what it does is it immediately reverses the direction of the electricity. So now it's spinning in sort of a clockwise fashion. Now you can officially head to the door at the edge of the room, the far door the opposite way you came in. So follow that path downward and head over to that door. This door opens immediately because that would really suck if it took a long time. And what you'll get is sort of in a room with targets. Now, they're a little bit tricky to use to wall trick. Again, I'll go over that more in my other video, but make sure there are a lot of acid melters here, so make sure to take them out very quickly because they can get overwhelming and very annoying quick. Honestly, I find acid melters to be a lot more aggressive with their spits. I don't know. Your goal again is to find the room on... It's at the bottom of the way you came in. So sort of, it's in the same direction you came in, but at the very bottom. Use these targets again just to mess with these zombies and mess up their targeting. Ironic, right? Targeting, yet messes it up. And right here, you're going to see the sort of next electricity-oriented area room. So take out all of the zombies first around the room, and you're going to see two terminals. There's obviously nothing at that end where the slasher was standing, but can't hurt to take a look, right? And then right over here, there's a terminal there, and then another terminal there. Annoying with another acid melter, which, man, these things are insanely a lot more aggressive. So if you need help, run back to the targeting area where you can just sort of run around and use the targeting, I know, irony, to mess with the acid melters. Now you're about to activate the two terminals. Now what these two terminals will do is it'll activate that sort of giant giga laser, sort of like the thing from Stranger Things where they have that giga laser and they're trying to mine through the area. It'll say door is stuck, but in reality they want you to mine through the area. So I'm going to press that and it'll move the sort of blockade thing aside, and then I'll press this, and then it'll activate the giant turbo laser, which will blast a hole in this wall. Then deal with the zombies, which need to run to you on sort of these ramps, so it makes it pretty easy to take all of those zombies out, and you get access to the loot room behind the stuck door. I would loot the chest, take whatever's inside. I think it's just pretty much your average lab chest, but still definitely worth activating. I mean, it's pretty much free, so might as well get the free cards, right? And then head on to the bottom door. Not the stuck door there, but the sort of bottom-ish door across from the terminal. This one will take a moment to open. Then you're about to face the boss. And Marcy, GG, your boss. I'll go through the very basic strategy obviously in this video, because how to clear the sector, right? You do need to kill this boss in order to complete the sector. So let's get into that. So first off, Marcy, I must say, the boss design looks amazing. So enter that first gate, and you'll see sort of these three areas, and the boss will rise up from the floor. You'll see these three sort of drop-down areas from Bunker Bravo. Now, what I would do is I would fight the boss on right next to those sort of areas, because they will let you know whatever terminal is about to come up. When you'll see that terminal rise up, it'll shoot sort of a laser, which if you get hit, you instantly die. So make sure not to get stuck there. Also, what'll happen on the left side of the area is you'll see sort of scientist zombies, or whatever sort of rough, weak, but also very strong and annoying lab zombies rise up to sort of help the boss. Now, the boss has a couple of different attacks. It has a regular hit attack, and it has sort of a stomp stun attack. And then obviously, like the crusher attack, where it swings its arm and takes a really long time and does a bunch of damage. I would make sure, when you see that red circle go around the boss, make sure you run out of that circle, because if you get stunned and one of those terminals comes up, yeah, it's not pretty. Now, you'll see these sort of scientist zombies and lab zombies and stuff all start to come up, and the boss does fortunately do some damage. But you'll see those zombies come up, and those will be your priority. Now, the boss has very, very short melee, so the boss will immediately be targeted if your character is immediately targeting the closest thing. So make sure you target those regular zombies first, because they do hit surprisingly hard, and as they start building up, they do a lot of damage. The boss only adds to that, and then couple stun, and yeah, it's not pretty. Once the boss is dead, you get the best loot for the lab and lab reputation stuff, which is super useful for leveling up in the lab, which of course I'll go into in another video. But yes, that is it. Right there you can see the parts of Sector A1. What that highest level does, it deactivates all of the spray stuff, and sort of the electricity stuff, and the radiation stuff, and all of that stuff in the previous sectors, like the electricity or any of that. So if you have any rooms you missed or left over before you want to go to hard mode, yeah, do that. Now, you are going to need to clear sectors B1 and B2 before you go to hard mode. Now that both of these are clear, you can head up to the top floor and activate hard mode, and do it all over again. Of course, I'll do full videos on all of those, which will be coming tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe. See you out.